Long championship, so that's our game really. So we just got to keep it neat and, you know, hopefully be there at the end.
Unfortunately, Red, there was brake problems for you in Mayo.
Yeah, we suffered with brake failure for most of the day. We think we've the problem fixed now. In fairness, M Sport have done a lot of work, but the World Rally Championship is done on loose and they don't use the brake system that's on this car. So there's a lot of development work still to be done on that side.
The current Rosa Tralee, Ola O'Shea sees off reigning national champion Niall Maguire, followed by James Harrison at number 2, with Daniel and Michael Doherty third on the road for the Circuit of Kerry 2005. Stage 1 is a very fast-flowing stage through the scenic Glenaruddy Mountains and with 2 very tight hairpins. Stage 2 is another high-speed stage with the light sure to suit the WRC cars, but a stage not to take for granted in the wet conditions. Wondering if you can teach an old dog new tricks, Niall Maguire is struggling in the wet conditions, lying 4th overall after Stage 1. Paul Nangle jumped into the Paul McLaughlin's vacant hot seat for the Tralee test, and after an early retirement in Mayo, Niall is hungry for valuable championship points this weekend. Macclesfield's Jim Harrison is quick off the blocks, setting a blistering pace on the first 2 stages to open up an early lead of 21 seconds. The McKinstry Subaru is reveling in the damp conditions, and Harvey Bell is having a job controlling Jim, who was obviously eager to increase his lead.
Stay in it. 200 over press, medium right to the wall. Here. 30, don't cut. 90 left, long, long. Repeat, long, long. Back off. Into stay left and stay out. 90 right, long, long over water. Into. Fine.
Good stage.
The Doherty brothers are shaking off the cobwebs from their older Subaru, but showing that it can still mix it with the newer machinery. Daniel reported a vibration in the steering, but it didn't deter him from setting equal fastest time with Harrison on Stage 2 to lie 4th overall. Kevin Lynch and Gordon Noble in the KPL-backed Impreza are pushing hard. They lie in 2nd place overall. After 2 stages, Kevin is trying some new tyre compounds this weekend, and as you can see here, the car looks a little nervous in the wet conditions.
40, line over crest, and 5 right. 50, line over crest and feather this one. 40. Line over crest and push, 40 down, caution, 2 left and twin top.
Charlie Donnelly had visibility problems when a wiper stuck on Stage 2, although it doesn't appear to have slowed him down much. Charlie, with Paddy Toner on the notes, is struggling a little in the conditions, leaving him in 7th position after just the first 2 tests. Problems meant Ray Breen was relegated to 4th in Mayo, but thankfully he isn't experiencing any mechanical faults today. However, he did lose time when he caught the slow Donnelly and had to hang back because of the spray from the Corolla.
Long 4 here, 50. Keep right over big jump and 3 right. Come back for this, come back. 3 right, 40, 4 right, Charlie Clark. 4 right, 30 long, 3 left. Good surface. 4 here, long, 3 left. 85 right.
Patrick Elliott is taking no chances and lies in 5th place after the opening stage.
Crest and jump fast, stay mid, into dip. Flat 130 over small crest. Flat crest, stay mid, 60, fast 4 right, 6 gear. 60.
Noel Redmond with Dermot Falvey on the notes lost 45 seconds on Stage 2 when the Impreza stuck in 1st gear on the start line and had to revert to a manual gear change system. All eyes turn to the flying Welshman, Melvin Evans, and his beautifully prepared Impreza. Melvin, seen here passing Noel Redmond, but he had severe brake problems, leaving him in a lowly 16th place after Stage 2. The This man even painted his house for the occasion, but Sean Gallagher didn't have time to admire his handiwork. The Leitrim man has Enda Sherry calling the notes, and Sean admitted that he was sound asleep on the first 2 stages, leaving him just outside the top 10.
Flat 1 left, 130. Bump on scene, keep to the right, 200 to the top over bumps. At the top, small crest at the farm into 3 right long, narrow.
The rain continues to fall as Kevin Barrett and Barry Goodman pass through. The Maynooth man in his Triton Showers-backed Subaru Impreza admitted that he was too cautious on stage 1 and had no confidence in his tyres.
3 right, 60, keep left into turn, hairpin right, gravel, 60. There's a hole in the exit, be careful here. 1 right, 100.
Tommy Graham is running late on the road, his Heffernan tyres-backed Impreza suffering from a faulty master switch. This sand and gravel man is getting to grips with his new car and is glad to get some valuable stage miles under his belt. A lot of people will be delighted to see Tommy Randall's back in his Mark II Escort, but the Kerry man admits that his Celica is only on a trial period. He has yet to decide whether he prefers 2 or 4-wheel drive.
Tommy looking very flamboyant indeed, and what a change from the 2-wheel drive.
Yeah, that's a big change, there's a big learning curve. We're getting there, we're just starting to enjoy it. So give us another rally or 2 and we'll decide whether we stay with the 4-wheel drive or not, or else go back to Mark II.
As the drivers head into stage 3 and 4 north of the Stack Mountains, it looks like weather conditions are improving for the drivers, but with lying water on parts of the road, the drivers will have to be careful. Marshals and spectators alike await the arrival of Niall Maguire, who continues to be very cautious on the damp stages, and Niall admits of being well off his normal pace, but cannot understand why. Jim Harrison, on the other hand, is the man to beat, setting fastest times on stage 3 and 4 to increase his lead to 23 seconds.
Slight right over jump, 30, bit of care, stay right to the crest, goes right to the crest, 70, goes right, slight left over bump, at the end is slight right to the crest, jump, 30, fast right push, back off, fast left here.
The Doherty's Impreza had a complete overhaul since Mayo, and the Donegal crew lie in 4th place after stage 4. Kevin Lynch has got his tyre choice right, but continues at a steady pace, taking no risks. Kevin is ready to pounce should Harrison make a mistake.
4 left, 30, middle over crest, jump at 30, 6 left, okay, past sign, 150, C, 5 right cut, and 5 right at bushes, 40.
Charlie Donnelly set equal fastest time on stage 3 in his brother's Corolla, but as they say in rallying, it's not over till you cross the finish line.
150. Brake for 5 left, tightens. Suction, tightens. Oh, cheers, Paddy.
A combination of cold tyres and wet road were to blame for this high-speed accident. Thankfully, Charlie and Paddy were unhurt. Third place man Ray Breen is slow to get into the groove on stage 3 and is first on the scene of Charlie Donnelly's accident.
70, long 3 left, shiny tower, tightens to 5 left. Long 3 left, tightens to 5 left.
And as we can see from the in-car camera, the damage to Charlie's car is quite substantial. Patrick Elliott maintains a steady pace to hold on to his 5th place position, 10 seconds behind Daniel and Michael Doherty.
Into flat left, 40. 1 left over small crest bump, 200, keep pulling. Flat crest jump into flat left, keep it going. 80, cut 5 left fast, 50 here.
Noel Redmond went off the road on stage 4, holding the radiator and the intercooler, but manages to limp into service. The ever sideways Melvin Evans has stepped up the pace. His confidence is back since replacing his brakes in service. Sean Gallagher's up the pace, making up for the slow start in his immaculately prepared Subaru. Sean and Ender are just outside the top 10 after stage 4.
Behind it. Then
flat crest in the middle, 80 down, at the bottom, 6 left, tightens the wind bush.
Kevin Barrett seems to have his confidence back after a cautious start. Kevin appears to have made the correct tyre choice and lies in 10th place.
1 right, 100. Stay middle over crest, 100. Long, 3 right, 80.
Tommy Graham is struggling to get on the pace in Kerry. The Kildare man is still getting to grips with his new car. Tommy Randall is getting used to the 4-wheel drive Celica. However, he's finding it hard to keep up with the more modern machinery ahead. For Manaman, David McNulty shows that the Escort Cosworth is still a car to be reckoned with and is enjoying the Kerry stages.
200. One's all okay. Middle over crest, 80 to 4 right at the house. Repeat, 4 right at the house. 130 after it. 130. Middle over crest, 60 to absolute 1 left. Pole inside.
The Brollies are still up as Joe McHugh flashes by. Joe currently leads class 15 with brother Dermot on the notes. And the leaderboard after special stage 4, the Circuit of Kerry, Patrick Elliott in 5th, Daniel Doherty in 4th, Ray Breen in 3rd, Kevin Lynch in 2nd, and Jim Harrison in 1st.
Niall, you finding the stages tough and tricky out there?
I'm driving as I normally drive, but obviously I'm braking too early. I don't know what the problem is. The bike is just taking massive time off me, and it's not the problem with the no trying like that there. And okay, the stages is crazy in places, but it's me. It's me. It's me, it's me, it's me.
Jim, you were fastest off the blocks this morning and 15 seconds quicker than anyone after stage 1.
Yeah, we had a really good time in there. It just we like getting up early, and everybody else was a bit, you know, I don't know whether it was the tyres. We took certainly the right tyre choice. So we managed to take a chunk out of time out of everybody on the first, and then we were, I think, fastest equal on the second one. So yeah, very pleased with that. It's good.
Well, with 4 stages now complete, James Harrison goes out to tackle the next loop of stages with nearly 30 seconds of a lead. However, will he be able to hold off the charging Dungiven man, Kevin Lynch? See you in part 2.
The Dunlop National Rally Championship.
Just over 20 seconds separating yourself and Jim Harrison now. Do you think you're going to be able to tighten that gap between the two of you in the next loop of stages?
Well, it'll be difficult enough, but we'll keep tapping away and see how it goes. It's hard to know. It's sloppy conditions, and we slide could drop you a few seconds, so we'll keep pushing on and see how it goes.
Ray, the road conditions are treacherous out there.
Yeah, the first 2 stages are fine, and we knew they were going to be very good conditions. The first 2 stages, wet, but plenty of grip. Those last 2 stages, and especially the last one, albeit the roads have actually started to dry a little bit, but there's absolutely no grip out there whatsoever.
The crowd still love him, but Niall Maguire just can't seem to find his pace. The Monaghan man lies in 5th overall, heading into stage 5. Jim Harrison is doing his best to stay ahead of the charging Lynch, but admitted his tyre choice of cut intermediates wasn't the best.
Don't cut fast left long. Repeat long here. 30, slight right into cut, slight left. 50, slight left over crest and slight right into slight left. 50 slowing, 90 right at the top, braking. Watch your brakes.
Kevin Lynch made a calculated tyre choice, claiming fastest times on stage 5 and 6 to narrow the gap between Harrison to 30 seconds with just 2 stages to go.
30, middle over crest jump, 30, 6 left okay past sign, 150, C 5 right cut, and 5 right at bushes, 40, 5 right cut, 100.
A fantastic battle for 3rd place between Breen and Doherty was cut short when the Doherty brothers in Pretzel were tired after stage 5 with engine trouble. This left Ray Breen out on his own in 3rd, admitting that he couldn't catch the cars in front. The Focus driver's tyre choice was a little conservative for the drying Kerry stages.
Crest of the 360, middle over, small crest and jump 70, carry it on 2 left, 100. 2 left, 100. Caution, 2 left, 20 long, 6 left, stop it up.
Patrick Elliott and David Moynihan are having a flawless run, moving up to 4th position after stage 6 in their Elliott construction-backed Subaru Impreza.
130, don't come over. Flat bump unseen. 200 over bumps. Small crest, 40 and a 4 right fast and long. 5th gear. 4 right fast and long, 5th gear. 130, 3 right very fast.
Noel Redmond shows the scars of his earlier off-road excursion, but is holding his own in 6th position. Noel has his eye on valuable championship points. Melvin Evans is definitely on the pace now, as he takes a few seconds out of Redmond on stage 6, but is a little bit too late as he makes little difference on the leaderboard. The crowds look on anxiously as Sean Gallagher and the Sherry fly by. The older Impreza is showing it can still be competitive as Gallagher and Sherry push hard to get into the top 10.
3 left plus over rough, 80. Flat 1 left, 60. Flat 2 left, flat 2 right, 100. Up middle at the end, 6 right at the bush, watch it. 6 right.
Kevin Barrett shows he is getting used to the handbrake on this corner. After a slow time on stage 5, he makes up for it on stage 6, moving into 11th place.
Gravel, 80. Stay middle over small, crest, 80. Keep right over crest, 100. Turn slippy 6 left, 80.
Tommy Graham suffered a spin on stage 5, losing valuable time and having a close encounter with Alan Ring. Tommy lies just outside the top 10 after stage 6. The colour scheme may be the same, but the handling certainly isn't. Tommy Randalls is very smooth through here and is enjoying the Celica experience. Fergal Costello, driving the only Group A Subaru in the event, is certainly not holding back over these crests.
Keep her going here now, keep her going. That's it. 170, double crest jump tip. 100 over bad bumps, turn square left, go for grab it, keep her going here, keep her going.
In the showroom category, Andrew Stewart and Damien Connolly take a convincing 3rd place on Andrew's first outing of the year. Second in Group N is Gabriel Martin. Gabriel is much happier with the car after getting 2 events under his belt in the new Impreza. Coming home first in Group N and 7th overall are Willie Fanning and Mick Courtney. And marketing a diary, we'll be back in 2 weeks in Kerry to feature all the action from the Group N class. Finishing a very creditable 5th overall is Noel Redmond and Dermot Falvey. The Wexford crew glad to see the finish ramp after a very eventful circuit of Kerry. In 4th place are Niall McGuire and Paul Nagel. Niall is happy with the result after lying in 6th place for most of the day and hopes to have his pace back for Cavan. Ray Breen crashed his Focus on stage 7. Unfortunately, the accident means that he lost on 2nd place by just 2 seconds. Patrick Elliott was delighted with his 2nd place. The result means the Cavan man now leads the Dunlop National Rally Championship going into his home event. Jim Harrison and Harvey Bell drove faultlessly all day, but just a few corners from the finish line, we can see just how cruel rallying can be.
Dig in it, 90 left long here. Dig in, no, 90 left long. Oh. Go backwards.
As we can see from the replay, Jim seems to lose concentration for a split second. And in rallying, that's all it takes. Kevin Lynch enters stage 8, oblivious to the drama that lies ahead of him. After taking 9 seconds from Harrison on stage 7, Lynch was on a charge, but was very lucky to get by the stricken Harrison.
50. 3 right. Tighten square right, cut late. What do we do? Keep going, it's okay, both of it's okay. 4 left past lane, okay. This is square right, cut late. 4 left past lane, okay. 150 to the finish. Now it's 2 left, and don't overshoot here. Easy.
So Kevin Lynch and Gordon Noble take the 2005 Circuit of Kerry victory.
Kevin, you were punching in some top times all day, but in the end, a very unexpected win.
Yes, it was difficult to ride up until the last couple of stages, but we knew we had to push very hard to try and get a bit of time back. James was going very well, and we did it in the second last stage, and unfortunately James slipped off in the last stage. It's very unfortunate because he was definitely, we'd have been quite happy with a second, but that's the way rallying goes, and everybody's hopefully okay and move on to the next time. Leave the championship a bit tighter now because we had a drop score at Mayo, so tightens it up for everybody.
And as Kevin Lynch and Gordon Noble celebrate with the clerk of the course, Noel O'Connor, we take a look at the final results. Ray Breen breaks up the Subaru domination in his Focus, but no one could have forecast the drama that unfurled on the Kerry stages. Jim Harrison's non-finish in Kerry relegates him to 5th in the championship, while Elliott's 2nd place gives him a 1-point lead over Ray Breen.
Well, what an extraordinary twist of fate for the Kerry Stages Rally. When going into Stage 8, top contender for the event, Jim Harrison, took a tumble, and subsequently Kevin Lynch steps up to take victory at the Kerry Stages Rally. That's 2 rounds down, a different winner of each. We'll be heading to Cavan for round 3 of the Dunlop National Rally Championship. Hope you'll join us.
Next week we feature the 2nd round of the National Forest Championship from Mitchelstown. Join us then for all the action right here.